A journey to becoming, a climb beyond the second floor. And now the fog is clearing, the path begins to show. We're not who we used to be, and we're not afraid to grow. We are set higher than the fear, louder than the doubt. We are set, stepping into purpose as the world finds us. We've walked through the shadows, we stood in the waiting rooms of life, questions in our hands, dreams that kept us up at night. But something in our hearts kept rising, a whisper calling us some more. A journey to becoming, a climb beyond the second floor. And now the fog is clearing, the path begins to show. We're not who we used to be, and we're not afraid to grow. We are set higher than the fear, louder than the doubt. We are set, stepping into purpose as the world finds us. We've walked through the shadows, we stood in the waiting rooms of life, questions in our hands, dreams that kept us up at night. But something in our hearts kept rising, a whisper calling us some more. A journey to becoming, a climb beyond the second floor. And now the fog is clearing, the path begins to show. We're not who we used to be, and we're not afraid to grow. We are set higher than the fear, louder than the doubt. We are set, stepping into purpose as the world finds us. We've walked through the shadows, we stood in the waiting rooms of life, questions in our hands, dreams that kept us up at night. But something in our hearts kept rising, a whisper calling us some more. A journey to becoming, a climb beyond the second floor. And now the fog is clearing, the path begins to show. We're not who we used to be, and we're not afraid to grow. We are set higher than the fear, louder than the doubt. We are set, stepping into We've walked through the shadows, we stood in the waiting rooms of life, questions in our hands, dreams that kept us up at night. But something in our hearts kept rising, a whisper calling us some more, a journey to becoming, a climb beyond the second floor. And now the fog is clearing, the path begins to show. We're not who we used to be, and we're not afraid to grow. We are saved.
Samuel Promise Chidera is a multidisciplinary creative director and problem-solving expert who operates at the nexus of design, technology, and business strategy. With a background in engineering, BEng, ICT, and a certification from the prestigious McKinsey Forward Program, Batch 2025, Samuel is not just a designer, he is a strategic thinker who uses creativity to solve complex business problems. Currently, Samuel serves on the global leadership team of Yanni Connect as the coordinator of creativity and design, steering the organization's visual strategy to ensure global resonance. As the founder of Tech de Prometho, he brings an engineering mindset to the creative world, advocating for the integration of AI and technology in modern workflows. Beyond the corporate boardroom, Samuel is a dynamic community leader rooted in faith and service. His leadership acumen was honed during his tenure as the president of Christ the Ark of Salvation Campus Fellowship Abasu chapter, where he also served as a music director, channeling his deep love for worship into leading others. A passionate educator committed to human capital development, Samuel pioneered the first ever 30-day graphic design masterclass. This historic training attracted over 500 participants, resulting in the certification of 100 skilled creatives who are now making waves in the industry. Whether orchestrating large-scale events, crafting cinematic motion graphics, or developing market entry strategies, Samuel's approach is defined by the same curiosity that earned him the childhood nickname Prometho de Prometho, a relentless drive to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome the convener of Ascend, the journey to the third floor, Samuel Promise Chidera. Samuel Promise.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from depending on your time zone and where you're joining us from. Thank you all so much. Thank you. I sincerely want to appreciate each and every one of us for joining us tonight. Yeah, for Ascend, the journey to the third floor. I know so many of us who have my contacts may have heard me make a whole lot of noise about today, and yeah, it's because it's more like a burden in my heart to do this, and I didn't have it all figured out. I have so many other things I wanted to do this year. So we had barely 40 days to plan for everything you're seeing right here today. So I want to sincerely, first off, appreciate each and every one of us for joining tonight. So we wouldn't be wasting much of our time as we're already fast behind schedule. So Ascend. Yeah, Ascend. I came up with Ascend not just because I wanted to host an event or a summit to gather people, but then it's because I have this burden in my heart. This burden in my heart that is coming as a result of where I'm coming from. Yeah, so many persons may look at me and think everything is all figured out for me. But I came from a very, very dysfunctional home, so to say. And God helping me, we are where we are today by God's grace. So I have been thinking and been pondering on so many things, and I realized that no single person, no single person has it all figured out without having a balance in the family, in faith, and in finance. Yeah, that is the only way any person's future can be guaranteed. That is the only way any person's future can be guaranteed. And most importantly, if we get it wrong in the family, we've actually lost it. Yeah. So the president of Nigeria came from a family. The mad person you're seeing on the street came from a family. The businessman, the businesswoman, every single person came from a family. It's not like we all came from nowhere and we started seeking God or we started chasing money and all that. So Ascend is basically that meeting where we gather young persons to chart this course for the future by balancing family, faith, and finance. And it's such an amazing topic we have today, which is the first day. Yeah, it promises to be an amazing section. Please, I hope you have your pen, hope you have your AirPods, your writing materials. Yes, and there are going to be question sections after now. So today we have Mr. VC Fortune, our speaker for tonight. Will be coming up very shortly. Yeah, he'll be coming up very shortly. After his profile will be played, and he can then have the floor. So tonight we are going to be discussing something very, very serious that is affecting young adults, becoming without breaking. Yeah, navigating family expectations and self-discovery, becoming without breaking. You know, so many of us come from families where a whole lot is being demanded. You started seeing 30K a month, and the family feels you are now mailing, where the burden of everything in the family is now resting on your shoulder. Uh, After tonight's section, I don't want to really say much. After tonight's section, we are going to be blessed because I know that the speaker we have on board has so much to dish out to us. Please, if you're ready, I want you to type, I am ready, I am ready, I am ready. Can I get that? I am ready. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. So, real quick, we're just going to play the profile of our speaker for tonight. We're just going to play his profile, and afterwards, he will come up stage. I hope we are ready.
VC Fortune is a multidisciplinary creative, a social analyst and a tech expert with over 6 years of hands-on experience in design, brand strategy, and brand development. He is very passionate about human capital development, relationships, and culture shaping, and this has driven him over the years to build a thriving community called the Navigate Life community, where young people are empowered to positively influence culture via practical biblical wisdom and principles. He is the CEO and co-founder of Trisix Technologies Limited, a tech, branding, and marketing company. He is also the lead pastor of Fireplace Ministries, a community of believers who strive to burn for Jesus and express societal relevance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome to Ascend, the journey to the third floor, VC Fortune. VC Fortune is a multidisciplinary creative, a social analyst and a tech expert with over 6 years of hands-on experience in design, brand strategy, and brand development. He is very passionate about human capital development, relationships, and culture shaping, and this has driven him over the years to build a thriving community called the Navigate Life community, where young people are empowered to positively influence culture via practical biblical wisdom and principles. He is the CEO and co-founder of T Technologies Limited, a tech, branding, and marketing company. He is also the lead pastor of Fireplace Ministries, a community of believers who strive to burn for Jesus and express societal relevance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome to Ascend, the journey to the third floor, VC Fortune.
All right. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Good evening. I want to know, where do I see the comments? Good evening. Good evening. All right. I'm trying to see if I can see the comments. All right. Okay. All right. So good evening, everybody, and welcome for tonight's session. All right. I'd want to believe that you all can hear me. You're welcome to Ascend. Right. I think the journey to the third floor. Yeah. Ascend, the journey to the third floor. We're going to move straight into what we have for tonight. I don't know where I'd be getting feedback. I don't know. Where would I be getting feedback? I want to know where I'll be getting feedback of comments. I'm finding it hard to read the comments here because I'd want to really engage with us tonight. All right. Where would I? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Movie Hope. Blessing Atuma. Good evening. All right. Okay. Chioma Adagod. Good evening. I want to know how many people are okay. Blessing Atuma. Okay. I want to know how many people are around because I'd like to get feedbacks. Tonight we're going to talk about something that's very, very important. Something I believe is something not talked about a lot. Everybody is bold facing. Everybody has it all figured. Everybody's trying to appear in a certain way, but I'd want to be as practical as I can be tonight. So if you are very, very attentive, you're going to hear some things that will shake what you've believed, right? What you've believed all the while about becoming, about moving from one stage in life to another stage in life. And I'll be talking on becoming without breaking, right? And navigating family expectations and self-discovery. This is a lot already. And we'll be having conversations that is practical this night. Okay. I don't know. I still would love a scenario where I can see the responses on the comment section, but we can go. All right. So the thing is, a lot of times there is adulting is something that is very, 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 very that comes with a lot of pressure. It comes with a lot of new things, something you've never experienced. It seems new, even though people have been doing it for ages. People have been adulting since humanity started, right? Everybody that comes into this stage of adulting still finds it very new and very novel, right? So everybody have their own peculiar experience of adulting, but there are things that are generally that we all can generally agree on, and one of it is this: it is novel for everybody. But I'd want to tell you, as much as it's novel for everybody, every stage in life is that way. If your parents are entering their 50s, it is novel for them. They've never been 50 before. They've never been 60 before. If your parents are heading to 70, they've never been 70 before. If you are the first child and you're entering secondary school, that's the first time they're actually parenting someone in secondary school. If they are parenting someone in university and parenting you in secondary school, that's the first time sometimes that they are doing that combination. What I'm trying to say is that every stage in life, though it has been happening with every other person, are we all there? All right, I think I'm back here. Okay. Am I back now? All right. Okay, so sorry. I think the network had some issues. So I want to see more comments that I can relate to. Okay. So that I know I'm discussing with people. But okay, let's run. All right, so I said it's novel for everybody. And we're going to be looking at evolving, like moving from where you are into the new phase without breaking, right? Managing family expectations and, of course, self-discovery. Because it's novel for you, you need to understand that dealing with novel things is something dealing with novel things is something you need to be careful about, because sometimes when we are dealing with something novel, we feel that nobody has experienced it before, right? So somehow when people are talking to us about it, we're like, you're not in my shoe. Don't worry. And when you people were growing, it was easier. There's this perception that when our parents grew, things were better and the rest. That now, how am I adulting in a Buhari regime? How am I adulting in a Tinubu regime? But the truth is, as much as it's peculiar, there are things about those stages that are actually universal. They are universal in the sense that those stages have its very peculiarity, moving into the third floor. It has its own uniqueness. And that is why we are handling this topic. Because you see, moving into the third floor is one of the most important parts of your evolving, of your becoming. Moving from 20 to 30 is one of the most important period of your life. If you choose it, you will be losing so much. You need to recover so much. Life may have been playing you 10-0 if you lose your 20s. The reason is this. Now, medically speaking, right, your frontal lobe fully develops around the middle of your 20s, right? So it's as if you are moving from being very open, from being very pliable and very, your mind is more open when you're younger. You are more flexible to ideologies. In short, if you're not born again before 30, it said that the percentage of you coming to the knowledge of Christ drops drastically. So most people who actually stand out for God, I believe we have all right. We're back. All right. We're here. All right. So sorry. My network is just misbehaving today. All right. Okay. So I think we'll just move. So it's the stage you're at is very, very peculiar. So between 20 and 30 is a very important part of your life. So when you're small, they give you pencil to write, right? they give you pencil to write. And the reason why they give you pencil is, of course, when you make a lot of mistakes, when you make the mistake, you can always use at the end of the pen, a pencil itself is an eraser. So you just stamp the pencil. I don't know the pencils they use now, but yeah, the pencils we use. In short, we saw HB pencil, 2B pencil, 6B pencil. We saw it as pencil for the big boys. You know, the ones we use is those color ones that usually have eraser at the extreme end. So when you use the pencil and you want to you make a mistake, you just turn it and then you erase it. So it's as if they are trying to teach you how to read, how to write. But you see, a point comes when you graduate from a particular class to a particular class, you now start to use pen. Now, what that means is that they've trusted that you have learned to make minimal mistakes. So the peculiarity, one of the peculiarities of your 20s is that it's a period that you're given a pencil, right, into adulthood, right? And some people use it wisely, right? Some people use it foolishly. But yes, there is elasticity in grace. There is people can excuse you sometimes for some level of foolishness. The life itself can excuse you because you have time, and somehow time can work to your favor. But as you grow, as you enter into the as you enter into the third floor, things start becoming more serious. You start taking more serious decisions. You start taking more intense decisions. The decisions you take start affecting more people. Because as at that time in your life, we're expecting that you must have been done with your pencil stage, and it's as if you're entering your indelible stage. So anything you are now doing from your 30 has generational implication, has implications that have more repercussions. So it is an important stage in your life. Between your 20 and your 30s, when you make mistakes, when you can enter business and blow the money, and somehow your parents can cushion you, or someone will say, well, you're still learning, or you can make some mistakes in relationships, and you run out and then find someone else, or of course fix it up, right? But imagine a woman or a man who gets messed up in relationship when they are 40. It becomes far harder, right? A woman who probably in her 40, she gets divorced or relationships go south, right? The implication becomes higher. So the first thing that you must take note is that as you're entering the third floor, life becomes more intense. As you're entering the third floor, implications of actions increase exponentially. As you're entering the third floor, everything stops becoming just about you. Your family has expectations. Everybody around you society has expectations. And tonight, with this very short time I have, I don't know if you can hear me to this point. I just want to see get if I can get any feedback, but if not, let me just move ahead. So a lot of expectations, and one of the things we will be talking about is family expectations, right? And of course, discovering purpose. The thing is this: when you enter your 30, or when you're leaving your 30, when you're moving into your 30, family starts having expectations. Because remember, when you were a child, right, they made investments. They went out for you. You realize your parents will do everything. They'll give you money. But you see, the dynamics start to change. And that's one of the scariest things for a lot of people. How will I begin to take care of myself? How will I begin to figure out how life is working? How will I stand on my own? So you begin to ask very sincere questions. Who am I? Who am I to my world? What am I here to do? So there's family expectations. There's you here looking as if you're confused. A lot of things are just I'm back, guys. So sorry. Wow.
VC Fortune is a multidisciplinary creative, a social analyst and a tech expert with over 6 years of hands-on experience in design, brand strategy, and brand development. He is very passionate about human capital development, relationships, and culture shaping, and this has driven him over the years to build a thriving community called the Navigate Life community, where young people are empowered to positively influence culture via practical biblical wisdom and principles. He is the CEO and co-founder of Tris60 Technologies Limited, a tech, branding, and marketing company. He is also the lead pastor of Fireplace Ministries, a community of believers who
Wow. Tonight. Okay. Okay, so I'm back, guys. I'm back. You can bring me on now. I'm back. You can bring me on now, and I'm back. Hello. Okay. Please, I want to know. Can I go ahead? All right. Okay. So I was saying that the expectations are very high, and you get to it can also be very scary and overwhelming, right? There is family expectation, but let me make this very, very clear, right? To a very large extent, we need to define the difference, right, between family expectation and undue family pressure. I've been hearing a lot of propaganda about black tax, and that you should avoid black tax, that you owe nobody nothing, that you just have to find yourself first. When you find yourself first, you don't owe anybody anything. Please, there is a balance to it. Please listen very carefully. This generation, you need to be very careful what you listen to. You need to be very careful what you subscribe to, because that's actually what makes you who you are. The ideologies you form now is going to determine the quality of the life that you live. Any man that feels that expectations should not come his way is someone who is actually irresponsible. If you feel that expectations are, now I'll place a balance to this, but yes, expectations are actually expected, because your family made an investment in you. They went out of their way to help you, because sometimes I see a lot of ungrateful people in this generation. They are very ungrateful to their parents. They are like, if you were not poor, we will not be in this kind of state. So the time that thing begins to make more sense to you is when responsibility starts to hit you. When you realize that your classmates, your classmates are actually 10 steps ahead of you, because their parents actually made some plans for them. And it's as if your own parents are expecting you to bring back to the home. Meanwhile, the parents of your classmates have already made plans for them to take off in life. So somehow we can come with some level of resentment when family is having an expectation that you come around. Listen, in your phase of discovering yourself, understand that family is still important. Understand that although family pressure can actually go overboard because of the way our culture can be really, really stifling, right? But there is also a balance to that. You are responsible to giving back to these people. You are responsible because they believed in you. That was why they invested in you. You were responsible. You are to giving them a reason to be grateful for the investment they've made in you. So the balance is this: family pressure can be undue expectation, but family expectation in itself is not bad, because family expectation is they only expect something from someone who they've trained to be responsible. So it's just like you expecting a madman to talk nicely to you. You don't believe in a madman. You don't believe in a madman not to behave mad. Your belief and your trust towards a madman is that a madman will behave like a madman. So if someone trusts you enough, if someone believes in you enough to give returns, to have to respond to their benevolence or their sacrifice on you is a proof that they believe that you are actually somebody and that you actually can trust the responsibility that is coming your way. So you need to mentally shift from seeing responsibility, family responsibility, as undue pressure. Now, what should you do with family expectations? Of course, you know, when you're turning, for ladies, when you're turning 25, they're already asking you, is there anybody, should we be expecting, you know? There's that pressure also, you know, it starts increasing as you're moving into 30 for women. All the money you are bringing stops making, begins to lose the sense it was making. They now want you to bring man. So that expectation, sometimes you may begin to see it as evil, as extreme, as just unnecessary pressure. But no, you need to look at it from the perspective of love, right? Look at it from the perspective of that these guys actually believe that at this stage in my life, I should be preparing to enter the next phase of life. And they are setting up accountability systems. Now, take note of this, right? Family expectations are accountability systems. Family expectations are systems put in society, because society is made up of family. Every community is made up of families, block of families. So it is a system that is put to keep you accountable. And any generation that starts to trivialize accountability is soon going to be a wasted generation. Any people that starts to rebel from accountability and rebel from instructions and rebel from some level of expectations, right? They are absolutely going to blow things up. They will mess up so much. So let's establish this. Family expectations are not evil. Family expectations are accountability systems. Your parents may not go in the best way. Your family may not go in the best way. They may even be very, very, very harsh and unkind in the way they are expecting you to put your, but just understand it from this basic perspective. Right? If you have extreme situations, please just, we know that this one is an extreme situation, but don't rule it away entirely. Africa is known for strong community. One of the things that is weakening the West now
VC Fortune is a multidisciplinary creative, a social analyst and a tech expert with over 6 years of hands-on experience in design, brand strategy, and brand development. He is very passionate about human capital development, relationships, and culture shaping, and this has driven him over the years to build a thriving community called the Navigate Life community, where young people are empowered to positively influence culture via practical biblical wisdom and principles. He is the CEO and co-founder of Tris60 Technologies Limited, a tech, branding, and marketing company. He is also the lead pastor of Fireplace Ministries, a community of believers who strive to burn for Jesus and express societal relevance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make Welcome to Ascend, the journey to the third floor, VC Fortune. VC Fortune is a multidisciplinary creative, a social analyst and a tech expert with over 6 years of hands-on experience in design, brand strategy, and brand development. He is very passionate about human capital development, relationships, and culture shaping, and this has driven him over the years to build a thriving community called the Navigate Life community, where young people are empowered to positively influence culture via practical biblical wisdom and principles. He is the CEO and co-founder of T Technologies Limited, a tech, branding, and marketing company. He is also the lead pastor of Fireplace Ministries, a community of believers who strive to burn for Jesus and express societal relevance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make Welcome to Ascend, the journey to the third floor, VC Fortune. VC Fortune is a multidisciplinary creative, a social analyst, and a tech expert with over 6 years of hands-on experience in design, brand strategy, and brand development. He is very passionate about human capital development, relationships, and culture shaping, and this has driven him over the years to build a thriving community called the Navigate Life community, where young people are empowered to positively influence culture via practical biblical wisdom and principles. He is the CEO and co-founder of T Technologies Limited, a tech, branding, and marketing company. He is also the lead pastor of Fireplace Ministries, a community of believers.
All right. So sorry about the network. So sorry. So sorry. So sorry. So I'd want to round up. I'd want to just hit the points and probably just have times for question and answer, so that we would achieve better perspectives to these things. Okay. So yeah. So I was saying that our generation live in a time where the West brought in us, of course, social media made everything to sound like suggestion. In previous generations, and I'm not saying those times were better times, there were limited voices. There were limited voices speaking. Right now, the pain of rebelling from accountability system, which I believe family expectations are to some extent. Right? Because please don't see family expectations as totally evil, right? But when it goes overboard, you need wisdom also in managing it. And I'll talk about it a little before we leave this conversation. And I'd also want to hear from us so that I'll know the kind of audience I'm interacting with, and we can give more practical solutions to our situations. So every stage in your life, there is no point you will stop being accountable. Take note of it. There is no time that expectations, except you are a useless person. If you are useful, that means expectations must be placed on you. As far as you are useful and you are responsible, there are expectations that must be placed on you. And please, I want to plead with you. As much as these expectations as much as they may not come in a palatable manner, as much as they may not come in the way we want them to come, I want to plead with you, please. Don't push out these expectations. Right? There is a balance it creates. It's easy to come out and say, if you are abroad, people who are abroad, they say, forget black tax, but the thing is, there is the balance. There is the balance between forgetting black tax and being responsible to the family that you came out from, being responsible to the people you have life with. There's the balance. So as much as we are trying to say black tax is evil, black tax is not, let me not say it's evil. Black tax can actually drain you, right? Black tax can actually make you labor for nothing. But the truth is, the balance is that there are people who actually, when they even had nothing, went out of the way to bring you to the point that you are. So there are expectations. Every stage in life comes with a level of expectation. That's one. Every stage in life, there by the structure of nature, by the structure, right, you should have people you are accountable to. So moving into the third floor is not exempted. So adulting is not exactly being free from accountability. You need to be very, very, very careful about it. Some people feel that being an adult is now becoming less accountable. Be careful. Because now so people spoil their life. Every stage in your life, you must be very attentive to people you should be accountable to. That's a way of making sure that your life is in sync. So there are people that you have life with, so they will have expectations of you. And I'm going to list 4 people that you must be accountable to in life, even as you move into the top floor. Number 1, I'll just list it because my time is fast spent. Number 1, you are accountable to your spouse. For people who are not married, you are accountable to first your. I know people think you're not accountable to your parents. No, you're accountable to your parents. You are accountable to your spouse, right? You are accountable to your mentors. And what I'm trying to say is your mentors have expectations of you, right? You are accountable to your mentors. You are accountable to your pastors. You are accountable to your spouse. And you are accountable to your children as you move further in life. So accountability never really stops. So when you were younger, your major authority, the major people you were accountable to are your parents. So you don't move out. So what happens is that when you move into adulthood, another system of accountability is your spouse. So your spouse will have expectations of you. Right? So the balance is that these expectations is supposed to give us room to grow, should tell us the truth, because sometimes people think that love is absence of truth. Right? As much as there is compassion in love, as much as there is mercy in love, there is space for growth, there is be yourself in love, there is also the system of truth in love. And that's actually what makes you become. So that's what you are going to experience in family. If you are not doing well, if the job you are doing is not really paying you, and your brother looks at you and says, if this boy continues to do this thing, he's going to end up a poor man. And he said, bro, is there any other skill you will learn? That thing is him bringing truth to you. He's not shaming you because you're poor. If you see it like shaming you because you're poor, or shaming you because you've not become, you may likely not become anything in this life. So sometimes when true voices are around you, people you have tested their love over time, right? When they begin to tell you something, this thing, it seems like you may need to look at it, right? They even if you don't agree, don't push it away as if they are disturbing you and they are trying to make you look like you're wasting your time or you're not doing the right thing. Listen again. Listen to what they are saying. Be attentive to what they are saying. All right. Now, let me also say this. I was talking to my younger sister. While immediately she turned 20, I told her, see, you're 20. Your life will seem like it has just begun. And you look at 28, 8 years from now, you are looking at 30 years. So in your life, you're just relaxed, you're very, very relaxed. So it's easy for you to think that the attention you're having when you're starting your 20 is going to remain forever. So you will not be attentive. I was telling her, you may likely be carried away with the attention. 5 boys in your DM, 10 boys in your DM. You enter the mall, they've collected your number. You come out of the tricycle, they've collected your number. You attend school, boys are collecting your number. That attention can be a very huge distraction. Right? So you need to tame your emotions when you're moving, when you're becoming, when you're moving from your 20 into your 30 and become more pragmatic. You need to tame your passion and glean wisdom and incline towards wisdom. When a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old is talking to you, listen first. Don't dismiss what the person is saying. But that's why I said, get people who are mentors, who you've looked at their life, you've looked at their choices, and you've looked at how their life has turned, and you're like, okay, I think I can listen to this person and take their advice as instructions. One of the things I also know about our generation is this: young people between the 30s, they, because of how much we see content creators, we see pastors. You can argue what pastor is saying. You can argue what this person is saying. We are now seeing instructions as suggestions. Please be careful. There are people that should instruct you in life, and you don't need to understand why, and you follow it. You see, that is accountability. It will help you. It will also help you in discovering yourself. So the balance is this. In discovering yourself, there's the balance between listening to what your heart is saying and listening to the instructions of people who have lived before you. The instructions of people who have lived before you will help you guide the illumination you're getting from your heart. For example, the principles of ministry remains the principles of ministry. The principles never change, because principles are etched into God's creation. Principles are etched into what we call science. That's why it is no respecter of anybody, whether you're Christian or you're not Christian. The sun is going to rise tomorrow, and the sun is going to set tomorrow. It is in God's automation system. So if you think that you are the first being 20, that passion in your heart, nobody understands it, calm down. Incline it and subject it to principles, or men who have with time gotten result by principles. You are going to be very, very grateful that you did, because the principles of life are static. The sun that shone on our fathers in 1800 is still the same sun that we are experiencing. Some things never change, right? Some things never change. Listen attentively. Some things never change. So in self-discovery, there is the balance between passion. There is the balance between intuitions. There is the balance between insight and dreams, and the already established principles of how to do life. Right? For example, a girl at 6 who wants to give birth, no matter how much zealous she is, she doesn't have it by nature, by the structure of how God has made things to work, right? To take in. In short, if she tries to take in, that is she may likely die in the process. So listen attentively. A woman who is in her late 60s that wants to go and give birth, it's actually a very risky something. So does it mean that I cannot do anything at any time I want to? See, life, there are people who have lived before you. And the truth is that the Bible says that even the strength of the young will fail. It's not just about it failing. It's about that time will catch up with him. We have just a short life. Do you understand? So, a point is going to come. You would just realize that you would want to do it and you can no more do it. So listen to men who has gone the way before you. They will save you a lot of time. They will help you curb your energy and channel it more properly. And when you find men like that, take their advices as instructions and not suggestions. I didn't tell you to take everybody's advice as instructions and not suggestions. I'm telling you. All right. So we're gonna round up now. I'm so sorry about this glitch in the network this evening. So sorry. All right. So sorry. All right. So I think I'll begin to round up. So in self-discovery, um, as much as you listen to yourself, I said be very attentive to instructions of people, instructions of life, right? Instructions like discipline, like principles in scriptures. Those principles are principles that when you align to, it's just about how the world, how life works. If an atheist aligns himself to the principles that are existing in life, right? The person will be more productive. The person would have expressed a little more than even a believer who think that discovery of self is just embedded in revelations. Discovery of self is in actions towards inclination. So you are inclined towards things and you begin to act towards that thing. For example, people who sing, right? You don't get to know that you don't get to know that you are called to take a journey in this path. The only way you get to know is by doing it. So when you start to sing, you realize, okay, I sing well, right? So that's important. That's very important in dealing with and this thing, in dealing with people that say, okay, would I need to have revelation? Would I need to see something? No, bro. There are actions you're already taking, right? There are inclinations that come to your heart. As a human, there are inclinations that come to your heart, and those inclinations should set you up towards your path, right? So if you listen to those inclinations and you begin to act towards them, you can begin to navigate your way around what works for you and what doesn't work in line with instructions and the principles that already make the world exist. So I think I'll say this last thing, and then I'll just have a session of questions, because I think my time is up. All right. So never think that you are the first that will do life at this level. And never be overwhelmed in situations where you seem not to have it all figured out, because you are being 5 for the first time, you're being 27 for the first time, you're being 30 for the first time. So cut yourself some slack, but also be responsible enough to know the expectations of life and be brave to take on the responsibility for your own life, right? Engage yourself, right? And have the agency, right? Personally, to pursue what you think and what you know that you should pursue. You see, life gives you what you demand from it. And life is not que sera, it's not how they say que sera, sera. What will be. Some things that were supposed to be didn't be again because people didn't take actions. Do you get it? So you need to engage life with the notion and with the ideology that we are here as stewards, and stewards are people who were given things to make profit with it. So your life is a gift, and you have the responsibility to make out things, to beautify, to add to humanity, and of course to bring glory to God. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop here, and we will take questions, and I think that will just give us direction for the night. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate everybody that put this together. I want to appreciate Samuel. I'm sorry I didn't recognize him earlier because I was just trying to fix up myself. Thank you, Samuel, for the time. I think I can take questions now.
All right. Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate that section.
All right. Would there be questions? Are there questions?
All right. Do we have questions?
Please ask questions. I want to have questions. All right. Are there
All right.
questions?
We
If there
have
are,
the first.
I'm listening.
How do you actually set boundaries without being rebellious?
Okay. How do you set boundaries without being rebellious? Okay. So the thing about boundaries and family is that you need to understand that no, for an adult is not rebellion, right? I don't I don't want to do this for an adult. It's not rebellion. In short, let me say it very, very strongly. Your parents weren't 20 in your generation. So some of their expectations of you will be very weird and strange, right? But some are actually legitimate and should actually etch you into the next phase of your life, right? So, in scenario, for example, I think a lot of people studied the courses they were not supposed to study because their parents felt that this was the course that was relevant in their own time, right? And they probably didn't do the course, and they are now trying to use you to repair their wrongs, right? Now, it is hard, but the course you study is very important in your journey in life. If you already know what you should do, right? Be very, 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 very stern and stick to your gun. Stand your ground. And try as much as possible not to be disrespectful. But you see, rebellion is not no. In Africa, we have a very, 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 very weird concept of loyalty and respect, which is not correct. People who tell you no, wives
All right. I think he's having issues with his network. Okay, Blessing, we are going to take your question once he comes back up. The network is really, really, really disturbing and fluctuating. All right, if you got value tonight, can we just see value, value, value on the comments? Can we just drop final nuggets that we got from this section tonight? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Value, value, value. All right, while we wait for Mr. VC to come back on, um, please be rest assured that every other part of this event tonight would happen in the WhatsApp community. Okay. Yeah, that's where we'd give out all the gifts, all the prizes that we've promised. And I know that we are not here to waste anybody's time. Well, once we sort out the family, every other thing, I have the conviction that every other thing becomes easy once we sort out the family, right? And it was such an amazing section with Mr. VC. It was such an amazing section. All right, we are still waiting for, okay, Mr. VC is here. All right, sir. Your mic is muted.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
All right. So I think I was just trying to say that in Africa, we need to understand. And this is not about your parents now. This is about you also learning to be a parent. Because I tell people, immediately you've crossed 25, forgive your parents. Everything they've done to you, everything they've done for you, just begin to win yourself again. Begin to train yourself again if you realize some things that are not in order with your life, right? And begin to ask, how will I be a better parent from my parents? So saying no is not wrong. Do you get it? But you need to give follow-up action to prove that you are not just being rebellious, that you know what you want for yourself. And that's just the truth. That's where a lot of us miss it. If you've just been living your life anyhow, then suddenly you want to take a decision and then you say, I must do it. It just seems as if, or if you begin to show self-agency, like I can take decisions on my own, I can follow up decisions, and I can get and give results, right? Then somehow you realize your parents will back off and begin to ask, okay, it's possible that this guy knows what he's saying. You get it? Now, so there is the balance between saying no and being rebellious. And we need to set that even as parents. Your children should be able to tell you no. Right? That's actually being emotionally healthy. That your children tells you that, no, Dad, this is not it. And then you tell you, okay, tell me what you think it is. Then that conversation can open the person a little more. See, the mentality of that, when people that tell us no, hate us, don't respect us. If your wife tells you no, then you are not the head of the family. Then she's, no. You need to understand that a healthy relationship has yeses and nos. So that when the person says no, you know that the person is saying no. So that when the person says yes, you are sure that the person is not just an oh yes person, but the person has thought the thing through, and the person believe that this feedback is for your betterment, this feedback is for our betterment. So no is not a bad thing. No, it's not a bad thing. So as a parent, pointing yourself, because as you're entering 30, as you're moving from you're leaving your 20s and you're entering 30, you're already getting ready to become a parent. Build your life to have enough emotional stability to contain people not agreeing with you every time. So your wife is not supposed to agree with you every time. But yes, you should be able to lead in such a way that you are able to come and bring the facts, explain it to her, bring her into it. And the same thing, vice versa. Your husband can tell you, this is not it. This is the instruction you should follow. And you shouldn't be thinking that, a lot of women, immediately you put structure, they begin to say, this guy is toxic. No. A man who loves you will give you instructions. A man who loves you will create systems that will help you thrive. A man who wants to build you would put you under discipline and will want to invest everything that he has. And part of it is that he's going to invest his time. He's going to invest his instructions on you. All right. I think I'll end there. Okay, there's a question here. Okay, sir, family expectations have been overwhelming, and currently I'm feeling tired, still striving for it. I'm not planning to give up. What is the cure for this? I mean, the weakness I feel. All right, you're growing, right? And the truth is, family expectations can be a lot, right? If the family expectations is too much, one of the ways of relieving yourself, I don't know whether you stay with your family, I don't know whether you, if the family expectation is too burdensome on you, or too is actually stealing from you becoming who you should be, I may advise that you make arrangements as soon as you can to give space, possibly even leave the state, the current local, the community, yes, that your family stays, and get to a community that will just allow you to be you, right? And that's if you can. Then secondly, I don't know who you are, I don't know where you're, well, this thing is kind of ambiguous, but the truth is, you need to also ask yourself, what are they expecting from me? Are they expecting from me to marry? And then you need to ask yourself, why am I not married? Very sincere questions. Ask yourself, why am I not married? You know the answer. You know whether whether the reason why you're not married is because you are being too picky, is because you've not met the person you feel fits to your destiny, right? And you know that you are not genuinely, or you are not actually rejecting people. I don't know. This is an ambiguous question, so I don't know the expectations they have of you, right? But if it's marriage, then you need to be very attentive to yourself, because people sometimes listen to people, they don't listen to themselves. A lot of people are projecting some things that they have, that are them, but they don't know that they carry this thing. So they go to pastor to pray for marriage, but the expectation of marriage is negating who they truly are. So their expectation is not in line with who they are. So no matter the prayer, they can't come into alignment. And then people who are unbelievers are entering into alignment, getting married. And then you're wondering, is it that prayer is not, and God didn't fail you? It's because somehow society is telling you something, and you're not listening to yourself for what you want. And the people I'm talking to now are people of marriageable age, and please listen to what you need in a husband. Don't follow expectations of society. You need to, as you're living your life, listen to what you need in a husband. Look at your destiny. What do you need? What kind of leadership do you need? Right? Then that should be like one of the precursors. And I'm also talking to men also. Look at your life. Society is telling you need a woman who is homely, who can cook, very good. But the truth is that not all men need those kind of women. There are some men that need women who can actually set them up. I mean, who can give that necessary combination of agility to your endeavor. And you can literally, but you see, a very quiet, laid-back man, very, very, very lacking agency, lacking push. Because of what Africa told him, that you need a woman who will give you peace of mind, he will now go and get another sleeping dog. And then they will say a sleeping dog is better than a dead lion. Or they'll just get one quote and they will quote. Please, ask yourself what you need as a person. Who do I need? Not what society is saying I need. They tell you need a woman who can cook. If she doesn't cook, if she talks, if she's very vocal, she's not a bad. See, she needs to be feminine, but there are different kinds of femininity. Your man needs to be masculine, but there are different kinds of masculinity. There are different kinds of leadership. There are people who are more authoritative. There are people who will want to be more explanatory. There are people who are more laid back and can just anything you want, just go. So you need to know yourself first. All right. I think that would this question is ambiguous. So I just threw that here there to see if by chance we hit this thing. I think my time is up. I'll
Wow,
take
wow,
one more
wow.
question.
All right. One more question, and that will be it, sir. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. What if you're already in a part you don't want and could not resist because you were forced into that part very much early? Oh, I really empathize with anybody who is in this situation. I really empathize with anybody who's in this situation. Because Africa, we were not taught to find ourselves early, right? An 18-year-old is still seeing herself as a baby. I'm still out of life.
The person that asked this question need to go back to the secret place. Oh, I don't know why the network is fluctuating tonight. Okay, we're just going to wait for him to rejoin, and we'll wrap up that section. I want to believe that we were really blessed and we got value tonight. Family, it's a whole lot, especially when it has to do with expectations from your parents. It's a whole lot. So Mr. Vixie is not here yet. A healthy relationship has yeses and nos. Wow. I'm just going to read out some of the comments that I'm seeing here. Hey, someone said some of us are below 20. Okay, if you're below 20, hope you're not below 18. Okay, Mr. VC is here.
All right. So I think as I've said a lot of things. Okay, so let me. I'm still talking about what if you're already in your part. So please, I'll answer this question, right? But I'd want to say this thing to younger people, right? Begin to ask yourself questions early enough, right? If you are young and you think I'm 20, you are not young again. No? You are not young again. Decisions you will take at 20 will craft the trajectory of your life throughout your 20s, throughout your 30s, and even into your 50s, right? And that is the truth about life, because that's when you have energy, you have time. When you enter your 30, you will have energy, but you don't have time. You may have a little money. When you enter 40, you don't have energy again. You may have, if you use your 30 well, if you use your 20 and your 30 well, you have money and you will not have time. So the most productive time that you're going to have in your life is your 20s, because you have time and you have energy, but you may lack money. That's why in this period, it should be more about activities. It should be more about meaningful activities. Meaningful activities. So please, that question, please, if you are in that kind of situation, now there is something that you have to do. You'd have to begin to learn some level of management. I'm talking of management, and this management is not to make you unhappy. But first off is to know that your happiness comes from within you, right? Happiness, okay, for example, the truth is that if it's something that you can revert if you're in your 20s, things like you took a course and you know this course is not your passion. See, you can graduate from that course, take another jam for, and I'm talking to people who are in their 20s. You can take another jam form and change direction. You're not too late. It's actually one of the things that you have the opportunity to do because you're in your 20s. You don't have responsibility. So even if you're touching money, that money is basically for you. Nobody's exactly expecting, in quotes, expecting you for capital projects, right? But when you enter your 30s, you start to get married, you now begin to realize your family is coming, responsibility, wife, children. It becomes really hard because changing direction and probably going to buy a form for jam means that you tell your wife and you tell your children. Everybody has to adjust. But now it's just you. You just tell your parents. And if you have something you're hustling, you can also just adjust it, find a way, and pursue that thing you feel. But if it's something like, let's say, marriage, now you need to also check. I need to actually talk with this person directly because I can't answer this question perfectly. I can't answer it very well if I don't have personal interactions to know the peculiarity of the situation. But if it's marriage now and you feel that I would have waited a little more because this person is not this, is not that. Now, it may not exactly be true, right? If the person is not toxic, right? But the person, you feel that you're not syncing with the person, I don't know, it may be the stage in the marriage that you guys are at, right? And it may also be that, yes, you feel that, yeah, you would have gotten someone better. But see, if the person is not toxic and the person allows you to, I just need to talk with this person, and the person allows you to be you, focus on becoming as much as you are focusing on making sure that the marriage, don't allow the marriage. I'm talking because I'm just feeling probably this is marriage. So focus on becoming yourself, discovering yourself, right? And pushing the buttons that will make you become, as you're also giving attention to mending what you feel is not up to what it should be, right? Because of course there are decisions that we take and we live through our lives to adjust it. But if you're in your 20s, you're very young. If it's marriage, then we need to talk, because I don't know the level. I don't know whether it's a toxic arrangement. So I can't give an answer, an absolute. Okay, this is what you do. If you have a mentor that you trust very well, if you have a teacher, a pastor, you may need to meet the person, and you're sure of his level of wisdom. If you would want that we talk, then let's talk and let me get more details on this so that I can give a better directives. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. I hope you got the answer to that question. So, one of the things our speaker said is the fact that you are not too late in your early 20s. So if you remember, the topic or the theme for this conference is the journey to the third floor. Yeah, there are hurdles you face on your way to the journey or to anything you find yourself doing. There are hurdles you face, and you are bound to make mistakes. So he also mentioned one thing, that There are mistakes that you can make in your 20s that won't be as costly as the ones you make after 30, which means you can complete a course you're currently studying that is not in alignment to your purpose, finish that course, take another jump form, and start afresh. So you're not too late in your 20s. So you just need to make sure that you manage your 20s so that by the time you get to 30, where you would no longer be using an eraser, you're not writing with a pen. So your early 20s or early teen and all that are stages where you can blow up an account. You can make financial mistakes, you can make business mistakes, and go scot-free with it, as long as you're willing to start all over again. It was an amazing time with Mr. VC Fortune on the family episode of Ascend, the journey to the third floor. Can we just say thank you on the comments section? Can we just say thank you, Mr. VC? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we get thank you on the comment section? As we move forward, we're in the next 15 minutes, we should be out of here. So we have something very special for each and every one of us. We came loaded for Ascend. Yeah, we came really loaded. And for the few persons that will be here to the end of tonight's section, you're going to be so beneficiaries of what we are here with. So moving on, let's make welcome Melody James. Yeah, thank you. I saw that. Thank you, Mr. VC. Thank you so much. It was such a valuable time. Yeah, we moving on, we can now headedly face family. Um, Tomorrow is going to be faith, and the grand finale is going to be awesome. Well, it's going to be a dual section where we talk about finance and the future, how to integrate AI and technology into the future we are looking forward to. It's as a tech person, this conference wouldn't be complete without the infusion of artificial intelligence and AI, where we are headed to. You cannot take away AI from it. So I want to believe that Melody James is with us. Please kindly unmute your mic so we run in the next couple of minutes.
Well, trust we all have enjoyed a great evening section with VC Fortune. A big thank you to VC Fortune. Light has been
I don't know if it's just me, but something happened to me. Something remarkable. Like it's it's it was such an amazing experience. Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. VC. Thank you so much. Yeah, he really cooked. Yeah, and he served us. God bless you, sir. Thank you. So the next section we'll be having now is the special element section, where we just want you to look back at those members of your family. I want to believe that we are all on the community group chat. We want to get pictures of one person in your family that has been supportive throughout your journey. Throughout your journey, one person that has been supportive, one person that has been there for you. We're going to put up a graphics and especially appreciate that person who would spread it across all our social media platforms. Just to let them know how much we appreciate their efforts and sacrifices, their labors, everything they've put in place to see that we move forward. So, that being said, please do not miss tomorrow's section. Today is just, we're just watering the ground. We're just watering the ground. Yeah. So, after family, we look at faith. We need to balance, we need to make sure that even while we are chasing family pressure and all that, we don't lose our focus. We don't lose our focus. And God is still at the center of it all. So, because we wouldn't want to keep us further, we would communicate every other information in or on the community group chat, and some persons would get free data to join tomorrow's section. So if you made it to the end of this section tonight, I just need the first 5%, the first 5%. Yeah, not forgetting that today is my birthday. Um, it's been a lot preparing for Ascend, the journey to the third floor. So I had to let this event to steal the show. Yeah, we can always celebrate birthdays some other time or any day. So the first 5%, I need you to drop your phone numbers on the group chat. I'm currently looking at the group chat now. Drop your phone numbers on the group chat. Um, your network indicates whether you want data or airtime. Can we do that in the next couple of minutes so we can round up and call it a night? Please reflect on these things. Reflect on these things. And hope you took notes, because we might not have the replay of this video. So I'm waiting for us. On the WhatsApp community. All right, I want to seize this opportunity to thank Mr. VC once more, and also appreciate every single member of the faculty team, every single person that has been working behind the scene to make sure that we have an experience today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. See you tomorrow, same time, same channel at Tech the Promito. God bless you. Good night, everyone. Good night, good night, good night. Thank you.